116 miles away right now.
Sure, there was something walking around. But for now, I'm just gonna fill it. Tow truck is finally here. So, got my backpack, Scout 45 from Teton, my sleeping bag, tent, pad, water filter bladder, cooking. There's my clothes in a compression sack, bear spray, of course, because out in Western Maryland, especially, we do have bears actually. Some new rope bear bagging up in a tree. Wipes, extra camera stuff, especially now with this tick problem going on. Pick up some of this stuff, it's pretty good. Got my extra battery, the jump start kit just in case, knife, saw, digging tool, first aid. Let's hope it all fits in the bag. Alright, all packed up.
Alright, so we had a little bit of an issue with this in the backpack. Stopped to get gas. Gonna try to fix this. Whoa! Oh, don't go in there. He might be cooked.
Alright. We're heading out. Got gas. We're on the road. I fixed the issues with the luggage. Forgot about this traffic jam. We're finally cruising on the highway. One good thing about this giant backpack with the tent on the back is I can kind of just lean back on the tent. I mean, it feels like I've got a cruiser almost. Just hoping we can make it there. The ranger station or visitor center or whatnot closes at 3. So we need to get there by 3 to get our permit to do this, primitive camping. And we're 116 miles away right now. Clock is saying 2 hours to get there. It's 12:30 right now, 2:30 ETA. So we'll see if we run into any more horrible traffic or if we can just cruise all the way there. That would be great. Just pulled in. This place is fucking gorgeous. We're gonna go walk to the ranger station, try to get a permit. Let's go over to this spot over here and see how this looks. Yeah, you can kind of see the mountain through here. Super, super pretty. Just went inside and talked to the most awesome, super helpful lady ever. She gave me this map and showed me on the GPS. So we're here and we're trying to go up to site 5, which is where the more like dispersed, like primitive camping is and along the trails. So now I just have to sign up. Oh, do they have an ATM? All right, well, we need to go find an ATM. So that is our mission now. They said that there's a gas station that has one down the road. Damn, this is so cool. Finally back. Let's go and pay for this permit and get out of here. So we just made it here to the campsite. So I'm gonna try to get set up. I'm gonna try to get this all unpacked, kind of squared away some things with the fireplace and put the tent down and just get camp set up. All right, we've got everything unpacked. I'm gonna try to sort everything into things I'm gonna put back in my bag and take with me on the trail, and then things we're gonna set up at camp and leave at camp. But first things first, we've all seen what the government's doing with ticks. Absolutely necessary. Cheers. It's time to get to work. After a little bit of struggle, this is my first time using this particular tent. Got it, figured it out. So we've got this set up. I've got to hammer the stakes in and then set up the rain fly and make sure I do this well because it is kind of windy. You guys might have seen me fighting with the wind a little bit. But so far, setup's looking pretty clean. So ran into a problem. The ground here, super dry. So I'm not sure if the tent stakes are gonna go in, which means unfortunately we might not be able to have the tent right next to the fireplace, which would be great. But I'm thinking we might have to relocate the tent over here where the ground is a little softer, not so dried out, where we can definitely like get a stake in there. Like that's good, kind of wet earth. Camp is pretty set up. I've got this bag that I'm gonna put up in a tree because I'm about to head out on an adventure to find some water. Put the helmet in here too. The bag is out there. I moved the bike over. Now we're about to go on a little trek. I think that way, I checked my phone before I shut it off and it looks like there's a creek that way. So we're gonna go find out what's over there. So the idea is to find a good branch to throw the rope over that we can hang these kind of things. You just light it and the fabrics will melt onto themselves. And you see, it kind of just becomes like this little goo. And it's hard, it's like plastic hard. But this prevents fraying. Now we just have to find a rock to loop around the end of this. Which thankfully we are in no short supply of thanks to that little campfire area. Just gonna make a little knot like that. Thread it over once more. I think this tree over here is perfect because it's kind of far from camp. There's just one lone branch that should be pretty easy to get the rock over. Let's try it out. Now we just need to tie the backpack. That's up there. Pretty inaccessible. The line comes down and is staked into the ground. So that's our bear bag. That's where all our food is. We'll hoist that up into the tree, especially at night. And that's away from the camp. So now we can finally go find water. We are currently, campsite's over there, walking through the woods trying to find some water so I can fill up my bottle and bring some back to boil because we're also gonna need it for tonight's dinner if I'm trying to make rice or ramen. So I'll fill up the bladder, we'll bring that back, that'll all get purified, and then I've got my bottle that'll purify just with its filter. So far I'm just having a great time walking through this forest. Very pretty out right now. One thing to look out for if you are in the woods is this plant called greenbrier. Now, alive, it's just a spiky bush, But if you find it dead, look over here, especially dry, you do the snap test. This is great kindling for fire. So on the way back from getting water, I'm gonna try to pick up as many of these as I can and bring them back to camp, because they light up super, super easy. And that will help us with starting our fire, because I didn't bring any kind of fire starter. The only thing we have is a lighter. Okay, so I found the stream. Good news is it's running water. You don't really want to drink out of still water. All right, it looks like this is where we're getting our water from. So I'm gonna start loading up from some of these running shallow pools. Hopefully I don't die. All right, I've got the life straw pouch out. I figured I'll bring the pots back and fill those up for when I need dinner. So for now, I'm just gonna fill this up. Should be enough for now. Let's test out how good this straw works. Look how clear this comes out. Looks pretty good to me. Pretty cool. Well, if you see this video, it means I survived. Hopefully. On my way back, I gathered a little firewood. So I think I'm gonna clear out a spot around here, make a little fire pit. 5:40, we've got about 2 hours until sunset. There's a lot we can do. I'm gonna try to go see some sights. There's a really nice mountain nearby. So. All right, welcome to the crib. This side's gonna be where I sleep, so let's get this ready. I had to bring this outside because you have to stamp on this pad to get it blown up, but it's looking pretty good right now. So I'm gonna throw this in. Even comes with a little pillow. Look at that. Nice. All right, so we're gonna throw that in there and then get the sleeping bag set up. It's pretty comfy, honestly. I've got a good amount of leg room. My sleeping bag, I'm just not gonna set up now because it's still pretty warm. But I'm gonna go grab those snacks, have something to eat, and then we're gonna rip it down the trails. All right, put everything back. Now we're about to just go rip around these trails / dirt road a little bit. I went in for a little bit because my head kind of hurt, and I ended up falling asleep, just chilling in there for a little bit. So I woke up, oh my god, this sunset is gorgeous right now. It gets dark really fast out here, so I'm setting up the fire. Should have done this a little bit earlier, but I've got a little thing started. I've been making wood shavings to try to be my fire starter, so we'll see if this works. Alright, we got a little fire going. Once this thing is good enough to be on its own with no attendants, I will go grab my food from the bear bag. Alright, got my dinner over here, gonna start cooking soon. This is getting pretty big, so I think I'm gonna start building something over there to transport it to. That way I can have a fire that goes all night, that makes a little bit more light too. This is pretty dim, like, finally got the big fire going so I can cook my ramen. Oh my god, you can't even see me. I'm waiting for my water to boil so I can make my ramen, but it's taking forever.
Fire's going strong over there. I've made my ramen. And then I'm gonna put everything back in the bear bag. Up in the tree. Fire over here didn't work out, but that's alright. Alright, time to eat. I kinda see the fire, you can't see much, but I'm in here. I'm gonna eat. Probably listen to some music on the iPod and then go to sleep. So it's been chill, it's been real. I'm blinding myself. I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. As you can see, I'm a little dressed. It got really cold last night. It was down to, I think, below freezing, around 30. So I had to get the jacket and the hat on. Sleeping bag wasn't quite enough, unfortunately. Slept okay. Woke up for sunrise. Saw a bit of that. Went back to sleep. I'm pretty sure there was something walking around near my camp last night. I heard it a few times. Thankfully, it did not interact with me in any way. It's probably just a deer. But bear bag is still up in the tree. It's time to get ready for the morning and break down camp. For putting away a sleeping bag, that was actually fairly painless. I was expecting to struggle for a while. That's why I set up the camera. Pleasant surprise. Alright, well, camp is pretty much packed up. All I've got to do is put on my riding gear, pants, boots, jackets, lash up the bags, and we're out of here. Yeah, good first moto camp. All right. Best. The bike just stopped. I don't know what happened. Really loud, the front's terrible, so I'm gonna have to get it towed. Oh, I don't know what to do, man. Tow truck is finally here, so there it is. I think it might be a problem with the cam tensioner, so that would be best case, because that's pretty quick and cheap to fix. So really hoping that's it, but we'll see.